Hello everyone, it's Simon here from Higher Plane Games. I hope you're well and having a great start to the weekend, a bank holiday weekend, dare I say. My name is Simon, as I said, and I got some requests after playing Heaven's Vault a couple of weeks ago on like a live stream discovery, just to kind of go, ooh, I wonder how it all works and how this game is. Everyone seemed to like it. I've had a few people actually go and say that they've bought it off the back of that live stream and are playing it themselves. One or two said, could you please come back to it and just like continue on the story for a bit more? So this may become a let's play type live streamy event thing over a couple of episodes. I'm not quite sure how long the game actually is, but yeah, Mr. Roy, you were the one that asked for this the most. Hope you enjoy. When you boot up the game, it comes up with the story so far. So Ali are on a new robot 6, are on the trail of the missing roboticist Janiki Renba. A shard of the crystal found on the farming moon on Moresi took them to a lonely rock where Renba had a hidden cache of finds, including a purple robe lined in ancient symbols, which I remember towards the end of our last episode. Impossible as it seems, the robe appears to have originated from somewhere deep within the wild, whirring heart of the cyclones, which I believe is where we're off to next. So we are above the crystal moon. Renba hit a road down here on an airless moon. So let's continue and see how we get on. I'm playing the game for the first time just as you guys are. So it was saying how it was like, ooh, it's in the eye of the cyclone. How very dare it. So I'm possibly deep in the waters of the cyclone. I have to tell Professor Money, remember, ship probably blew up, but I don't know how she'll take it. So I'm going to go for the eye of the cyclone and plot the course for there, because I'd rather have more information before declaring to someone that they're dead. So we can now pass control to 6 as part of the new update that has come through in this game, so that we don't have to fly these sections anymore. So if you are a bit like, I don't know, where we're going, or you don't want to do the driving section of this game, you can pass control, which is exactly what I've done. We are going straight on. Smack into anything. Okay, I've taken back control. Oh, this is quite fast. Ah, no, I want to go that way, I want to go that way, I want to go that way, I want to go that way. Thank you. Of the other cyclones. You can hear my DualShock vibrating an awful lot. Aha! It is most curious, mistress. One wonders what he was looking for. Okay, the eye of the cyclone is around here. need to leave the ship and hopper down. Please do not be alarmed, it's quite safe. Must we? Well, we made it. I'm as surprised as everyone else. The eye of the cyclones. Will Remember be waiting for us here in the centre of the storm? I don't know. Let's see.
The hopper fired, and for a moment I was gone. Not aboard the Nightingale, not on the moon beneath. It could have been a heartbeat or an hour. But I didn't feel the cold until I reappeared.
A pile of rocks, mistress, smashed together by the waters. It seems Janqui has a taste for places like this. I wonder why. Perhaps he did not like people. This way, then. Let's reply. I hope he'll be pleased to see us. Do you think we'll find him? I prefer to believe we will. I'd like to meet him again. I do not remember him well, but I bear him no ill will. Okay. We're not doing any translations. Thank you. And that is the map, so we're fine there. Do not sprain your ankle out here, mistress. We're unsuitably far from help. Do you think that's likely? Outside of my expertise, mistress, I don't know what to expect. Mariah assigned me to keep you safe, so I'm relying on you in your ethical core to do that. Ah, it goes so fast, the text. Are you hoping to cause me harm? Of course not. But I can, for instance, knock you unconscious before you jump into a crevasse. Handy to know. Thank you. That's very reassuring. Indeed, mistress. Thank you. Okay, right. First things first. Let's get into these settings. Text speed. I want it to just slow down a little bit. Thank you. Okay, let's see where we're off to. Perhaps Remember is waiting for us just around this corner. We can hopper back to him into the Nightingale, and this chapter of my life will be done. Wishful thinking. Perhaps, mistress, perhaps. We can only hope. Hold it. 6. What's that?
Here, in the middle of the hurricane, there was a house. It was fine. Tucked in below the overhanging rock. Wooden beams, mud brick walls, shutters. Large enough for 2 families to argue over. It would have been measly on Iox and grand on Elbereth. But here, it was impossible.
Someone built this? Buildings do not occur naturally, mistress. How did Yannicki find it? I hope we can ask him, mistress. Right, well, let's ask Six some questions. So, are robots capable of hope? Certainly. We calculate odds, of course. But even the most unlikely outcomes must always occur eventually. Hope is a mathematical certainty. I like that. I don't know if I do. That's an interesting thought. The mathematics do not care whether you like it or not, mistress. And that's kind of why I don't like it. I do kind of feel... Oh, is that smoke? We'll come to that in a second. Ah, she will look in. Blocked with rubble and ruin. This whole place must be slowly peeling away from the cliff. Perhaps you might forego going inside? So what should I do? Just go back to Iox and say we got so far and then we gave up? You don't think she'd send us right back here? I do not think Professor Miari wants you to sprain your ankle, mistress. He's obsessed with my ankle. I don't think Miari cares about my ankle. And besides, you can always hop on me back to the ship. I could vault over the wall here. Please, mistress. The floor beyond would only give way beneath you. The floor looks like stone to me, Six. It's so heavy and more likely to fall. Do you see any other way in? No, neither do I. Maybe that's what happened to Renba. He fell through a hole in the floor. Okay. Is that smoke? That is definitely smoke. That's not your ship, is it? It must be Renba. Sorry, someone had just texted me there. It's a bit of a drop. So do not fall, mistress. This place is old. If it was built during the Empire, it wasn't built well. It's significantly older than the Empire, mistress. You know, Six, back on Iox, they say nothing is older than the Empire. That the Empire and the Fall are all that have ever been. If Iox does not believe in history, what is it they think you do? Iox believes in the loop. They believe what has happened will happen again. They think I'm out discovering the future. Ah, okay. That makes much more sense now, story-wise. Here goes. Let's clamber over. The floor seems sound enough. 6. Where did the robot go? Six? So the robots abandoned me for once. Look at this place, Alia. No one would live here. They couldn't. Some kind of structure. There's a plinth inside. Looks like a shrine. It might help me date this place. Figure out what it's supposed to be.
The ghosts were still here, cooking, reading, doing whatever ghosts do. The house was empty, but it hadn't been abandoned.
Why build something as big as this out here? Who is it for? Ah, locked. Or blocked. Or both. Walls, simply made. Lots of wood. Must have been brought here. Bought from Maressi, maybe? Mistress! Ah, there he is. Evidently, it is good to see you intact, mistress. How did you get down from that arch? I could not climb over the wall, so I drove myself off the cliff edge. Once I dug myself out of the ground, I found a door. And you were in one piece? Evidently, mistress. We didn't see any shrine houses on Maressi like the one here. Not even small ones. An older custom, perhaps? Iox does not permit shrines, mistress. Iox would no doubt remove the Maressian statue, if they could work out how to shift it. Perhaps. Or perhaps even Iox does not meddle with the goddess of water when she watches over a prosperous farm. True. Okay, what we got? Crumpled blanket. Someone curled up by the fire to keep warm. Someone died here, mistress. You're sure? The evidence is minor, but significant. A person lay on the floor here for some time after death. Juicy. Renba? No. Whoever died here died scores of years ago. The lack of moisture on this moon has preserved the traces, but they are old. So where are the bones? The person who lay in state here was only removed recently. Ah. Are you saying Yannicki took them? What remained of them? Someone did. That's horrid. Why would he do that? Well, I'm unsure, mistress. Something may have led him to this place. There must have been something here that he needed. That's even more horrid. Yes. Yes, it is. Ah, inscription. Yes. There's an inscription up here. Water goddess something something. Hearth. I know two of these words. I'll have to guess the other two. What have we got? Hey Roy, hope you're well. Having a good day? Okay. So we have got... So that is kind of... Holy is close... Pilgrims walking. That could be reclaims. That could be runs because it's close to pilgrims. But then we know that that is holy for sure. So maybe it might be. Flow. Maybe not. Blesses? I don't have anything close. But that looks fiery. It doesn't feel right. Unless that is reclaims fire. Water, because water does reclaim fire. Water goddess reclaims fire. That will do for now. This is a fireplace after all. The water goddess from Ressi. This is a fireplace after all. Let's try that. Perhaps they were afraid of it burning down the house. Maybe. Let's do a question. The building won't actually cave in on us, will it? I cannot guarantee that, mistress. It was made by farmers. What are you trying to say? Okay, what have we got else here as well? Oh, I want to try and... A fire poker. There we go. A fire poker. Is it worth anything? Stow it. Put it back. Stow it. It might be worth something to someone. This looks interesting. Beautifully made. Much nicer than everything else here. I estimate it to be hollow, mistress. Oh, there's something inscribed on the lid. Might be a clue as to what's inside. Coffer lid. I'm going to have to guess the whole thing. Oh, I got nothing for that. These glyphs are a bit like my word for hold. Hold, hide? Oh, it could be eternity, you know. What about the next one? And this word reminds me of a few others I've seen. Water, winds. So out of all of those, I would say force. Oh, I don't even know. This was a tough one indeed. Yeah, I don't really... I think I'm going to guess parts of it. Treasures hide great force. Maria will be most excited by this find, mistress. Whatever proves to be inside. Something to put a smile on Maria's face at least. Maybe this will make up for there being no sign of Renba. Let's see if I can shift it. Curses! I can't even get my fingers under the lid. Will he open it up? Not locked, mistress, but stiff. And I lack fingers for leverage. Oh, look at his sad little face. You don't have any attachments for prying? I'm not going to say that he's useless. I feel like we've beaten up 6 enough. Something you can stick into your arm sockets. My first robot had those. Perhaps I could find something off the ship. Let's try the iron poker. Why would I lie to 6? It's almost as if it's trying to
test... And there
test...
it was, just lying there. The greatest treasure I ever found. From inside the coffer, from the distant past of the nebula's once great empire, it was a crown.
The eagle and sun motif, just like Yannicki's brooch. The mark of the Empire. Could this be the crown of Iox itself? What is the crown doing out here? Let's assume someone's stolen it. Hide it here, but never collect? That seems most unlikely, mistress. There's something written along the rim. Ooh. Well, that's water and winds. Water winds are fast waters, which would make rivers. Maybe that's not hide. Light. Oh god. Winds sail. Circles would make me think forever. I've been picking around the rib and I've still not found out who has the voice of Alia. Oh, okay. Interesting. I'll have to see if I can catch it on the end credits if there are some. She does sound really familiar. She does. She does. Towards rivers, hide light. And maybe, if that's we, maybe that is home. Toward rivers. Towards rivers of light we sail home.